Ah, well.
Did you have a bit of fun?
I'll be back.
Were you there for a little while? I don't know how long you had.
Yeah, the last time I was there, I received this honor from Trinity College, actually.
Right. Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
And Will was getting one from UCD.
You happy, man?
I think later on.
Oh, right, yeah. I think before that, actually.
Right.
Did, yeah.
Okay.
You're rolling, Paul.
Unlike Step Brothers, we got a cuckoo in the family nest here, but unlike Step Brothers, there's a sort of mix here between the Farley brothers and the Dardenne brothers. It's quite dark and twisted in its psychology. I don't know. I'm guessing that was a big part of the attraction, that it wasn't just a traditional comedy here.
Yeah, I love to do comedy. It's been really fun. I think the problem is that, like, if you really want to get into like deeper stuff, there's really no room for that in comedy. Usually, you have to keep it kind of light and keep it funny. But that was a great attraction for me for doing this film, was that these are filmmakers who the most important thing to them is honesty. So if it's funny, great. If it's not funny, that's okay too. And I had no idea actually that the dark places in the film would be the way they are. We had the script we used as kind of a blueprint for the plot, but it was largely improvised. Most of the dialogue in the film was improvised, and I guess we sort of followed the same plot, but it was a surprise every day making this one.
I know Jay and Mark Duplass, the guys behind the movie, they've sort of moved from their very indie roots to making $15,000 films to this $7 million film, but yet they kind of retained that notion that it was still a small production. They wanted to make sure that it was about actors and the fact that they were given room to move. I don't know whether you were very, very flattered when they said that they wrote the character of John for you, or whether, like Gene Hackman, who was a little bit twisted about when Wes Anderson said he wrote Royal Tenenbaum for him, did you feel, well, how do I become John C. Reilly? Should I bring lots of John C. Reilly to the part?
Well, I wish I knew who that was. I would definitely bring more of him to the table if I knew who he was. No, I was very flattered when they said that they wrote a script for me. I sent word back to them. I saw their film Puffy Chair, which I really enjoyed, and I sent word back like, I would love to work with you sometime. And I say that to people all the time, and not every one of them comes back 6 months later with a script that they've written with me in mind. That said, I was like, oh, great, you wrote it for me, perfect. And I open up, I start reading it like, a pathetically depressed divorcee who opens the film in an act of self-love. It was like, oh, really? You wrote this for me? Only I could be that guy.
The notion too that you've always, from 1989 with Casualties of War, that notion that you've been a much respected and loved character actor, and obviously getting the Oscar nomination with Chicago, and you think of Magnolia, you think of so many movies that people would have a certain idea of you, but yet in the last few years, especially, the comedy has really come to the fore, and you're a natural at it too. I don't know whether it surprised you, just that kind of corner that's been taken in that you suddenly with stuff like Step Brothers and Talladega Nights. It seems to me like a whole new kind of John C. Reilly's have emerged from these movies.
Well, I'm always looking for the corners. You know what I mean? That's kind of like, I think, the secret to career longevity in this business is continually surprising the audience. So it wasn't a deliberate turn that I started to do comedies. It just came my way. I knew Will Ferrell, and he and I were good friends before we even worked together, and I just jumped at the chance, and it's what audiences wanted to see. It's what the studios wanted to make. So, comedies in general became a much more popular thing in Hollywood in the past few years. They're cheaper to make and easy to sell, I guess. But that said, I've done some things recently that are very different. I just made a film with Lynn Ramsey, this great Scottish filmmaker, and Tilda Swinton, called We Need to Talk About Kevin. That's a much more dramatic, kind of serious film. So I'm trying to just stay one step ahead of everyone's expectations if I can.
I know Trinity gave you said yourself before the cameras rolled, Trinity recently bestowed an award upon you, and you were over with the beautiful Will Ferrell for Step Brothers in Dublin. Growing up with an Irish dad and Lithuanian mom, I know that your Irish dad used to play the Clancy brothers a lot on his phonograph, and I don't know whether you've had a chance, given your wonderful gift from Trinity, to sort of go into those roots at all, or try and find out where does that line come from.
It's like that's definitely on the planner. Yeah. What I'd really like to do is take a trip, on a barge.
Down the Shannon,
down
maybe,
the Shannon or the Barrow, and retrace some, because my dad used to come to Ireland a lot, and I think there's a lot of families I could get a lot of information from.
I should. I know my time is tight. I should finish with the notion that I know as an actor you've always liked the fact that you're quite anonymous, but now you are the guy in the poster, which sort of changes that a little bit. That people will recognise you, at least they'll recognise your face, and they may even begin to recognise your name, which does pull you into
it's a
that
unique face.
Hey, very Irish. Well done. But that sort of that John Wayne thing, where you might people have this sort of expectation. Oh, it's him. I like him, and I don't know whether that's something that you're sort of feeling already that people sort of have now we're actually aware of who you are, and whether that affects your acting.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for business, to have audiences know who you are. That means, you help get movies made, and that's good. The main thing that people say to me, the most common thing they say is like, when I see that you're in a film, I know that it's going to be good. No matter what kind of movie it is, if I see that you're in it, I know that it's going to be good. And that's a great compliment to get, and it's a big responsibility to have, and I take it seriously. And I think that's one of the reasons I keep trying to do different work and keep a variety to my work to keep people surprised. And I mean, I'm not the kind of actor who has a trademark style or something or a certain character that I play over and over again. So so that's good though, I think.
Absolutely, very few actors get that kind of
I wish I did. I wish I was the kind of guy just do the same person over and over again. It's a lot easier, but I don't know how to do that.
You have to get a hump or something, or some trademark. So just work with something always in every movie. A hump, wheelchair, something.
Yeah,
that'll be your
shtick. St. Francis said, make me a channel of your piece. That's me. I'm a channel. I'm just kind of a vessel through which these people pass.
Rock and roll. Our time's up. Lovely to talk to you, son.
Yeah. You too. Take care.